What's that?
What kind of time are we looking at?
Not too much longer, actually. I don't know. What kind of, this is something I asked the other two guys too, but what kind of, I mean, I guess since it has an effect on you, it has an effect on the band, but what kind of effect do you think Frances Beans had on Nirvana?
On the band?
Yeah. I mean, she's had, and it sounds strange to say that, but she's had an effect on you, obviously, so does it change the way you work at all? And I don't necessarily mean in a bad way, but does it kind of alter the way you go about things? Or?
I don't know how Frances has affected the band, other than she amuses everybody backstage when she's on tour with us. Everyone loves to have her around. I don't know, since I haven't had a stomach problem and I've had a child and I'm married now, you know, I mean, I'm sure I'm a lot easier to deal with, you know. I'm not as grumpy as I used to be. So, I don't know, I just think our morale is at its best right now, you know. It's just, everyone just gets along. I mean, we've always gotten along. We've never really fought. I don't think we've ever gotten into a shouting argument with one another, you know. We're pretty passive-aggressive, but now there are no bad thoughts about one another behind each other's backs at all, you know. It's like, I couldn't be happier right now.
Dave was saying he was happy that you had one first and everyone else wants to have one now, so you can kind of be their guinea pig. First one.
Yeah. Well, good. Then they can start babysitting.
So last time, there were no lyrics with Bleach, and last time you waited for the Lithium single. Have you kind of had a change of heart about putting lyrics on the record?
Yeah, I think I've just become more comfortable with them. And I'm just a bit more proud of them than I always ever have been before, you know.
I know you don't like talking about what the songs are about, but is it important for you so that people can see the lyrics and figure, you know, get their own interpretation of the songs?
It was important for me to have everyone read the lyrics for this album, because although no one wants to believe it, I wanted it in a way to not put very much of my personal life into it. I especially focused on writing about all the crap that's been written about us. I didn't want to be thought of as bitching or complaining in any of these songs. And it turns out that there may be one or two lines in a song here and there that could be thought of as something that relates to my past life, but I swear to God, brother, it's really not that as much as it seems, you know. I've read a few reviews, and it's just, people went completely overboard, you know. My favorite inside source, you know. So the song is about rape, right? But that one line doesn't mean that song is about me. It isn't about me being raped by the media or anything. It certainly isn't, you know. But because that one line is in there, a lot of people have thought that that's what the song is about.
Well, it probably wouldn't be completely unfair for people to say that when maybe the opening line of the album, I mean, not necessarily about that particular subject, but it seems like you're looking back a little bit on Nevermind Mania.
Oh, on Scentless Apprentice, yeah. Just those few lines, though. Just the first few lines. But then the rest of the lyrics don't have anything to do with the band or my ideas about the band at all.
Do you sometimes take from a couple of different situations or a couple of different people that have nothing to do with each other in the same song, or is it?
Wait a minute, did I say Serve the Servants or Scentless Apprentice?
Oh,
I meant to say Serve the Servants. Okay.
Want to do that again? Or?
Yeah. What was the question again? What did I say?
People, I totally went by me too. But people, I guess, interpreting things as being, you know, from your experiences, and I mean, you can't really be unfair with the opening line of the album.
Yeah, well, Serve the Servants is not about, I mean, the first opening lines that say, teenage angst has paid off well, now I'm bored and old, that is certainly about, you know, my ideas about grunge rock and what I've experienced in the last few years, but the rest of the song isn't about that at all. It completely changes the subject, you know.
Paul Westerberg.
Yeah. I don't wait for this
Oh, okay.
Can we tape change?
Yeah.
Okay. Marcy, maybe a little more.
Paul Westerberg was saying once where okay. So tell us about this book. How did you get to know Michael Azerrad, and how the whole Come As You Are book?
Oh, he did the Rolling Stone cover story, and we just thought. He said, "Do you want me to write a book?" We said, "Sure, go ahead."
You just want to sort of clear the air.
Yeah, we wanted to clear the air, basically. I mean, I guess that's what I could say. Also, there was just so many misconceptions and so many stupid rumors that we all just got tired of reading about it all the time. So we thought we'd tell the truth about things.
Well, there's a lot of stuff in there in quotes, so it should.
Yeah.
It should pretty much clear everything. You know, John Lydon's finally writing his own book.
Really?
About the Sex Pistols and everything.
That should be interesting.
Yeah. Michael was very, I had talked to him a couple of months ago, and he was very keen to make sure that it was understood that it was with the cooperation of Nirvana and not the authorized biography.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had absolutely no control over editing anything. He let me read it right before it went to print. He stood behind me looking over my shoulder as I read it, like at 4 in the morning, till like 7 in the morning. He's like, And by that time I was so delirious, I don't even remember what I read. I mean, if there were inaccuracies, I wouldn't have been able to tell him at the time anyhow, But that's about as much control as we had over it.
When you did the cover story with him, I guess actually nothing to do with the actual interview, but the whole T-shirt thing that went on. Did you ever think they'd actually use that photo?
T-shirt thing?
The cover of Rolling Stone, with the corporate magazine.
Oh, did I think that they would use that photo on the cover? They had no choice because I refused to take my shirt off.
Well, there was one that was like that was worse for them, right? The
yeah, but I just didn't put it on. I just didn't bother to put it on.
There were some photos taken, though, I think in Michael's book, the punk rock duck with
really?
dead writing on it.
Maybe I did put it on, yeah. But I just wanted to make sure not to like button up my sweater, to either wear one or the other, to wear one of the other shirts, and never to take my sunglasses off, because I knew if I took my sunglasses off just once, that's the photo they would have used, That's just one of the tricks I've learned,
Another Paul Westerberg story. They had when the Replacements broke up and all the Tommy and Paul hate each other rumors were going on. They made a point to do a photo session of them together, and as a joke, one of them, I forget which one of them was, got a squirt gun and pointed it to the other one's head, and they used that one and they shot that one. Took about 10 photos of that. Took one without it and used the one without it.
Yeah.
So probably a good move. Are you finding it easier to play guitar and sing at the same time now that you've got a second guitarist on stage?
Yeah, I do. Although I'm still concentrating on playing guitar a lot more than I thought I would. I thought it would relieve me so much that I wouldn't even have to try anymore, and I could screw up notes and it wouldn't matter, but I still hear myself screw up, so I still have to concentrate almost as much as I ever did before, but it still is a relief. I mean, it also just rounds out the sound. I think that's the most important thing.
The thing that surprised me about it when I knew you'd have the second guitar player in the first, I guess it was the Roseland show in New York, the first time I saw you, when Big John was playing, right? That was before Pat. Is that I thought you'd be, just because I was thinking, well, no, he can concentrate more on singing, I was thinking you'd be playing the rhythm parts and they'd be playing the leads that you play, but you're still playing the leads.
Hey, shut up. Who is that? Oh. What was the question now?
I thought when I had heard about having the second guitar player, I had assumed you'd stick just with simple rhythm stuff so that you could sing easier, but you're still playing the leads.
Yeah, well, that's because I know the leads, and, well, actually I don't. A lot of times, I mean, even to this day, I still haven't bothered to learn the solo that I recorded on the album. You know, I just play whatever I want, but I just still like playing lead guitar sometimes, you know.
Can you talk about the two guys that I believe was Big John at first, right?
Well, it was never anything even close to official. We just decided to try him out one day. He'd been our guitar tech for quite a few months, and we thought, since we like him, and that's one of the most important things when you get a new band member, you have to like the person first, and then if they play good music, then that's second, you know. But it's just something we've been wanting for a while, you know, and it just didn't work out with John, really. I mean, he tunes guitars too good, so. And, you know, then we found ourselves without a guitar tech, so.
Is Pat going to be an official member of Nirvana now then, or is he just going to tour with you?
I don't know. We haven't tried to write any songs together yet. I'd like him to be, actually. I mean, he's so much fun to be around. And it's just been so great being on tour with him, you know. I'd like it to be a reality, but who knows?
How annoying is it after all this time to still be? I mean, I know writing for 120 minutes and putting that show together every week, if we get a new video in either from a new band that's from Seattle or a band that's been around for a while, I almost don't want to say they're from Seattle at this point, because at that point, you know, someone's just going to
There's no reason to.
I mean, everyone. Well, I mean, you know, if a band's from Boston or a band's from somewhere down the south, they want to say this is where they're from and whatever. But I just don't want to do it because I feel like I'm, you know, not condemning them, but people are going to prejudge them so much at this point. How annoying has that gotten? And the whole, you know, you're a grunge band from Seattle thing. Do you think bands will? How long do you think it'll be before bands can come out of here and be prejudged?
Probably never. I don't know. I haven't thought about that for a long time. It doesn't affect us anymore, so I don't really think about it. I mean, I'm sure it's a curse to a lot of other bands, you know, new bands starting out who are from Seattle. You know, it's probably an embarrassment for some people, but I don't know.
You know, this is something that I actually know very little about, but I wanted to ask you about the record that you did with William S. Burroughs. What was that like? How'd that come about? What was that like?
It was a long distance recording. He had recorded his vocals, and then a few weeks later, at the last minute, I decided to record my guitar parts. Basically, is what I did. I just went into Dave's friend's studio, and he pushed the play button on the DAT machine, and I just masturbated for 20 minutes, and then I just sent it to them and let them edit it and put it together, you know. But so it wasn't an album that we did together, you know, technically, you know. So, but then I did get to meet him on this tour just about a month ago when we were in Kansas, and that was a great thrill. It was incredible.
Did he say anything about what you played for the record?
Yeah, he said, "Good job." Yeah, I liked it.
So it's like a William S. Burroughs record with music by Kurt Cobain. And is that a sort of a?
I like to think of it as that,
Yeah.
but that's really not how it's titled. I mean, I think the record company that put it out likes to use both of our names, you know, equally, just to sell as many as they can, probably. But yeah, I think of it as, you know, because it's based on his story, and I'm just doing an accompaniment, you know.
I think that's it. That is it. Thank you.
All right, let's shut up the mic.
Turn that.